Kacey, so good to have you on here. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
I think it's greater for me to have you on than it is for you to be here, but we'll distinguish
Well,
that later on.
see how this goes.
Just jumping into it with you, what kind of sparked your interest in music?
Hmm. I don't recall like something sparking my interest so much as just like, I mean, I was raised with a lot of like my mom played a lot of music when I was growing up, and my uncle was a musician, so it was just always sort of around me. So I think it just happened to me. I don't know. I mean, I know kind of in middle school, it was like a time when I started realizing that I had more of like, I don't know, just like was more passionate about it than I was about other things, and where I realized maybe I had a talent.
Good deal.
But I don't know if there was a time that sparked my interest. It was just kind of feels like learning how to like walk or something. It's just always, I don't know if that answers the question.
No, yes, absolutely. So you were exposed to it when you were younger.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff was your mom playing?
My mom used to improvise a lot, which was really beautiful. And then she also had like all these old binders of songs. Like I remember like a lot of Joni Mitchell and Paul McCartney and Paul Simon and Beatles and kind of like doo-wop Motown stuff that she had all like the sheet music printed out that was fun to flip through.
So
And then
nothing good?
nothing, no.
No. Nothing notable or anything like that.
Yeah.
Got it. Kind
Glad
of
that's in the past.
lesser known kind of thing,
It
right?
was probably the Spice Girls really is what really brought me in.
Good deal.
Game life changing.
Short. I mean, your life's not the same
This
afterwards.
is.
And where was this about? So was this in California or?
This is in Colorado.
Okay,
Hmm.
very nice.
Yeah, I grew up in Colorado.
Spice Girls territory. Sure,
Exactly. Hmm.
everyone knows. Yeah,
Hmm.
Spice Girls huge. Still, I think there's still a feeling around there.
Yeah.
Oh, the Spice Girls were big here at some point.
Yes. Yes.
And at what point did you decide, okay, I gotta start making my own music?
Um, when did I guess high school? And then because it's just, yeah, high school I started like I formed a band called Spoon actually. I didn't form it. I was in a band called Spoon, and then Spoon became a band. It wasn't very serious, but I don't know, I just had that memory.
The name serious.
Yeah, I was in the band Spoon in high school.
Wow,
Yeah.
what an honor.
I should put that in my bio.
Yeah. That
Battle of the
that
band Spoon
yeah. With Spoon.
with Spoon.
What did you start with in this band? Were you playing guitar or
I don't remember. I don't think we lasted very long. I think I was singing. But I mostly played piano um at that time, just mostly by myself. I hadn't really written songs. I was figuring it out, dabbling, but
dabbling with spoons?
it was, yeah, playing the spoons.
Were you self-taught or were you being taught by somebody else how to play the piano?
Pretty self-taught. Took some lessons when I was younger, and then just mostly, yeah, uh, learned by playing along with other music and learning how to read charts and stuff. But yeah, mostly self-taught. I wish I'd taken it a bit more seriously, but you know,
Do you think that would have changed your trajectory within music if you did take it more seriously?
probably, it's like, of course, I'm sure it would have things, you know, but I'm grateful for how it all lined up. I don't know. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I'd maybe studied this or that more. And then I'm like, well, but maybe because I didn't, it led me more into like exploring songwriting in a way I wouldn't have, or So it all works out for a reason.
Sure. When did your songwriting exploration start to happen?
I'd say like in my early 20s, was when I started really writing like fully formed songs. Mhm. First breakup, you know, you gotta have that first breakup.
Sure, sure. That'll influence some stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
And was this still in Colorado, or
This was in San Francisco. I moved to San Francisco when I was 21. Hmm.
what drew you out there?
I was just really drawn to the city. I mean, I didn't really have any friends there yet, but I just, it's like an enchanting place, a lot of really beautiful history. It's beautiful. I just had a feeling and went for it. And yeah, it was a great period of my life.
Did you know anybody out there when you moved out there?
I knew no one.
Oh wow. It's a big leap.
Yeah, it was bold,
Yeah,
but you got to do it sometimes.
sure.
It takes if you move to a place you don't know anyone, it takes a while. So it's definitely, it takes a while to find your people.
Did you drive out there or did you fly?
Drove a U-Haul.
Oh, that seems like it should be so difficult to park once you finally get there. To
Yeah,
unload
drove
the
to Vegas. It's like the adventure, I did it. Pulled up and I moved. I didn't realize that I'd moved to like one of the most dangerous, notorious, neighborhoods in San Francisco called the Tenderloin. I didn't realize that, but
you live and you learn.
you live and you learn.
What was the music scene like over there? Were you getting into that or mostly just staying inside and working on your own stuff?
For a while, a lot of spending time by myself, because I was afraid to leave, and um, and yes, hadn't really made many friends. And then I started going to an opening mic, which I had never done before, and I met a lot of friends there, and a lot of people whom I'm still friends with and collaborate with today, which is pretty amazing. This is almost like 20 years ago now, Jesus. But and yeah, and then just little by little found an incredible music scene, an incredible community. Um, yeah, that was a really fun time in the Bay Area, I'd say. It's like uh
That was a start.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
That's a good start.
Hmm.
And during this time, where did you start to branch out and show people your music and work with other people with this, or was it strictly just by yourself, still hashing it out?
um no, so it turns out that literally right around the corner from me was this amazing recording studio called Hyde Street Studios, which is like Jerry Garcia was there often. Like it turns out it was this like beautiful, legendary old 70s studio, um, that my friend started working at, and just a person that I happened to meet, luckily. And so I started recording a record there, and I'd never been in a studio before. So um yeah, I started making records and playing shows. Yeah.
Did it all sort of happen at the same time that you started playing more shows and started working on this record? Did it all happen simultaneously, or was it one thing and then another?
Um, feels like it kind of happened all simultaneously, just built kind of organically. Can't, it's a while ago.
Right.
Sorry.
Was was what was your feeling towards it once you started to get going?
The recording part was really pretty magical, and um yeah, I think if you've never like heard your music come through those, a console, and um it's pretty magical for the first time. So um that was really a special time. And then I don't know how I ever like started to have the courage to perform shows, but again, I don't know. I guess I just probably tried one and then tried another and tried another, and just got into it.
Right. What was your first impression of your own music once you heard it?
Um, sad. Ugh, this is like such a sad reality is that I can't find the recording anywhere.
Oh, oh,
And it was like so special. It was like the first song I ever recorded, and like for a while it was on my MySpace, and MySpace is just like a non-thing now. That I don't, you know what I mean? It's just like I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't access my MySpace. MySpace.
yeah. It's yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know how old you are if like you had a MySpace, but
I did not, but it was your space at one point. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I can understand that'd be frustrating. Yeah.
So and it's on some old, maybe it's on an old hard drive, but I need to track that down. There's a song called Mississippi, and I was really proud of it.
And I mean, you're so proud of it that you put it on MySpace. I mean,
Yeah, it was a
that's
big
big.
deal.
Yeah, it's big.
Big deal.
So you're playing around San Francisco and whatnot. Are you playing with other people at this point?
I played with
When
a lot of people. Yeah. That was yeah, I always loved playing with other people.
how many years did you spend there, kind of working on your music?
I lived in the Bay Area. I mean, I moved all around the Bay Area, but 14 years or something? No, 10 years. Between 10 and 14 years.
Within that, general
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Not 10 and 15, 10 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
just to be clear.
To be precise.
Yeah. It's within that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
And where'd you go to next after San Francisco?
Then I moved, I mean, yeah, I lived in Oakland. I lived up in West Marin for a while. Then I moved here in 2015. So I've been here for a while now in LA. I live in LA.
What eventually moved you down south?
Um, I feel like I was I mean I was living in a small town at the time that was lovely. I love it there. I miss it, but I think I just needed a um yeah, just to have a bit more going on. I think I was trying to get away from somebody too, and uh, yeah, I just needed a life change. Again, I moved pretty just similarly to San Francisco. I didn't know anyone here. Just kind of took the plunge, and I don't know what I was thinking, but again, it took a while, but it's been great. I'm glad I did it. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Do you think that was always the intention, was to eventually move to LA?
No, I
Uh,
never wanted to move here. I was like one of those Bay Area people who's like, ew, LA. Like we just like love to hate on LA. And even though LA is like really kind to Bay Area people, there's like no qualms there. But LA gets a bad rap. I mean, it's a crazy place.
It is a crazy place, and I have heard that sentiment from other San Franciscans
Yeah, we're
that
snobby people.
they're like, oh, there's like a beef going on between LA and San Francisco. I
Yeah.
don't think LA is informed of it.
No, they don't care. Um, but yeah, I never thought I'd live here. I was always very intimidated by it, and like just I again I didn't know many people. I mean, I knew people down here, but not anyone I really felt close to. But now I'm really glad. I'm really glad I did it. I'm glad to be here.
Do you think you'll
Mhm.
eventually make your way back to the Bay Area?
Mm, maybe.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm like a silver hair person.
Do you think you'll ever make it back to Colorado?
I don't think so.
That's out of the question. Oakland, yes. Colorado, no way.
Oakland out of the question.
All right. What's the one above Oakland? What's that city above Oakland?
Well, there's north of San Francisco is this whole there's a community in West Marin that I'm part of that I would probably move there. It's a very beautiful, magical place.
All
So
right. Marin County, got it.
yeah. Hmm. On
Not
the coast?
Kern. No way, Kern County. None of that.
Hmm. Mm-mm. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I don't take offense. I'm not from Kern. But if I was, I would take offense. I mean, obviously, because
Yeah, but
yeah,
what about Orange County?
I like it. It's
Cool.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice. It's in between LA and San Diego.
yeah,
Yeah, nice middle ground.
yeah. I haven't spent much time there.
No one really does.
Yeah, but I have a lot of friends who grew up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
How come there aren't more concerts down in Orange County?
That's a good question. I don't know. I always tell people who come on the podcast, why don't you play Orange County? Why don't you play Orange County? I'm trying to. I'm doing my part. There's a couple places to play down here.
Like, where would they play? What would be like the place to play? Like
There's the observatory.
the observatory, I've heard of that. People do play there.
People do play
That
there.
sounds cool.
Yeah, people do
But
play
it's
there.
like not on the touring circuit, even though so many people live there, and it's like a lot of music lovers there.
That's what I hate. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're sharing this sentiment because it
And
feels like
San
it's just
Diego,
me
I'm
saying
just
it.
kind of like, no offense to San Diego, but like why San Diego and not Orange County?
See, that's how people. I feel like that's how people think of Orange County, but it's like reverse. It's like
Yeah,
I get San Diego, but why Orange County? Like
yeah,
that's the feeling of these LA people. So,
yeah. I'd rather play in Orange County than San Diego, probably. No offense to San Diego.
and San Diego has some great places to play as well, great venue spaces and whatnot.
Right. Where did I? I did play a little, I don't know where the heck was it? Seaview?
Oceanside.
Oceanside. I played a show there last month at this brewery, and that was actually really nice.
That sounds good. Yeah, they got some good breweries down there.
Yeah,
Some bad ones too.
it was good. Yeah,
But there's some beer is like, oh, it's too hoppy for me.
too much. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually been one of my weird pregnancy cravings is beer. Yeah,
No, I mean, hey, these cravings they're odd. Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes it's pickles, sometimes it's beer. Yeah,
yeah. They make it makes sense. They're kind of like tangy and briny, and it checks out.
these beers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now being pregnant
Mm-hmm.
and expecting a child,
Mm-hmm.
you did some shows while pregnant. Obviously, the
Mm-hmm.
the the Oceanside one, has that
Mm-hmm.
affected the way that you're performing live?
Um, yeah, it's been really beautiful. Like whatever nerves I usually have, or when I'm getting to in my head while I'm performing, it's just to have that to center my energy on, just it puts it into perspective, and then it's just like about me connecting with this little person and wondering what it feels like to be sung to, that yeah, it's been really special, but it's harder to like pack up my cables and things.
I
um
bet. Yeah,
mhm.
bit more difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was Shauna Cleveland who was performing as well, uh,
Mm.
while pregnant, while she was pregnant. From La Luz.
Oh yeah, yeah, I don't know her very well, but I'm friends with her partner. Well, Will
Okay,
Scott.
yeah,
Who's
he,
amazing.
yeah, he's a really good musician. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man, very very talented family.
That's funny because today when I was at the record pressing plant looking at samples, the record that I pulled out, the color that I liked was a Lalouse record.
Oh,
Yeah.
doesn't shock me at all. They got good taste. They make great
Hmm.
music.
It was cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's good to see more women, um, you know, playing shows and putting out records when they're pregnant and not feeling like they need to like step aside from it or put it on the shelf. And that I think it's good to have those examples. So, but that said, it has been interesting. Yeah, because I'm putting out a record while I'm putting out a baby.
what's the release date for the baby?
The
What's
release
the
date
yeah
for
yeah
the
what's
baby is like September, mid-September. Yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking about mid-September, but it might have to be pushed back a little bit.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
might.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see.
Depending.
Depending.
Um, Now this record that you're speaking of, to first of all, did you pick a color? Did you find the color that you wanted or that
I
you think will go
did. I
well?
did. I don't know if like, yeah, I did. I did find a color that I like.
Okay, good deal.
We'll see if we
That
can make it happen.
crucial.
Hmm.
Do you feel like you own more colored vinyls than just plain black vinyls, or vice versa?
Colored vinyls are really becoming more of a thing right now.
Definitely.
It's cool. I like it.
Hmm.
I'm more of like a classic gal myself. Like I'm down with just standard black vinyl.
Yeah,
But when I see a really cool design, I'm like, oh, I'm into that.
yeah. It's a happy surprise when you open it.
Hmm.
Like, oh wow, or
Hmm.
it's like a record they haven't pulled in a while. You go, oh yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. This is
Hmm.
colored. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Um,
we got bright orange or something. You're like, whoa,
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of options. They can
good
do
to
that.
know.
They can do like scratch and sniff vinyl.
I never even heard of that. But
Hmm.
did you just? I mean, not to give too much away. Did you choose a scratch and sniff for your
I
next?
I wish I thought about it, but that's a lot.
Yeah,
It's already enough to like,
be listening and not like have another sense taken up by
yeah, I don't
this.
want to make too much of like, an association in people's brains. Like smell is powerful, but it would
That's
be
that's that
pickle
that
scent, like a pickle scent probably.
that's hard to get across. It smells powerful. It could look powerful, it could sound powerful, but the sense,
Smell
that's
is,
something. Smell is that's one that's overlooked, and
yeah,
it's hard to get across. But
yeah.
some people do it though. Yeah.
Hmm.
What number will this be? Record number. What record number will this be? Rather is what I
One,
should have said.
I think this will be five. This will be five.
And what was the very first one?
The first one was a record called Many Seasons.
And that was in
Mhm.
2010.
Something like that.
Does that sound about right though?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, we can't be.
Check that.
I just checked with
Okay.
my
Cleared.
producer. Yeah,
Cleared that.
they said legally we could say that it was around 2010 ish.
Yeah, that works for me.
What has changed since many seasons till now?
Records are like weird. They're like past lives or something. I don't listen to old records of mine very often, but I listened to Many Seasons actually maybe for the first time in years a year ago. And I'm like, I don't even like I wouldn't even I'd have to learn these songs like I would have to learn any song, it's like they're just, yeah, it's like a past version of yourself. But so I don't know. A lot has changed, a lot hasn't changed. Wow, great answer. Deep.
No, it's
Um,
good. Yeah, it was a
but it's kind
journey.
of true.
Yeah. Do
Um,
you play them differently than or do you play these songs and not just from many seasons, but from other albums as well? Do you play them differently than how they're recorded?
Usually always, yeah.
Like vastly differently, or kind of altered?
Um, I mean, as far as like what I'm playing, no, not that different, but as far as the arrangement goes, like I've never really made a record that like I can play live um and fully, fully realized.
Which is good. You don't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I wish I could. I either like, it'd be nice to make records that I could do that or like have the resources to have like a horn section and stuff.
And that's coming with this new record, right? It's a lot of horns, a lot of instrumentals,
A lot of
orchestral pieces.
horns. Yeah. No instrumentals, but a lot of big arrangements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had like a 20-person string section for one
I
of the,
wish. I
right?
made one person record themselves in a way that made it seem like there were 20 people by moving around the room a lot.
Yeah, that's like a Beatles tactic. I think
Yeah.
that McCartney did the same thing for the White Album. What is the difference in feeling between when you're recording them and when you're performing them live in front of people?
Mm. Ah, yeah, there's like a catharsis that happens in both scenarios, but recording, you're very much like creating your own uh like it's like a little I don't it's a hard question to answer, honestly.
I mean,
They're very
we're deep
different.
into it. I gotta get the hard ones.
Yeah,
We're
we
yeah,
are deep.
we were like novice. Now we're
Yeah, we're
at the
not
hard
just
level.
messing around now.
Yeah, yeah. This is serious business.
Um, I mean, performing music live is like a whole, you're like, it's like hard to compare the two. Dang it. I just have to like,
Yeah, it seems like it's another. Although it's relating to one another, it's a whole different ball game.
yeah.
Perhaps there's
Yeah.
different
You're sharing an
aspects at the same time.
experience, rather, you're sharing an experience and like, um, uh, rather than just like creating this world for yourself to just like go inward and pull out the truest version of whatever you're trying to express. And live, it's like sort of I can try to like I can never separate myself fully from the fact that people are they're like staring at me, like the nerves that come along with that. And but I can take off from time to time. I try to like it's like a balance between sharing that time and space with people and having a connection, and also still like allowing yourself to go into your own world and yeah, pull out that same like true expression.
Right.
um it's just like a little more going on live.
Has it been difficult to at least in the beginning phases of bringing out a new song and showing it to people? Is it difficult for you, like, oh, this is how I felt, like this is a really personal thing that I'm showing people, or does it ever cross your mind?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the song. Some of them it's really emotional and like um a lot of times you're just like, is this working? Like you kind of get like, are you gonna feel like, are people responding to this? Like, uh, that's something I missed about, well, like just during the pandemic and stuff, was not having the opportunity. And with this last record, I wasn't playing any of the songs to people before recording them, so um, didn't have that opportunity to kind of try things out in front of an audience and see how it landed. Because that is, I think that's a big, for me at least, that is a step in the songwriting process. It's kind of like you finally land on something and commit to the arrangements and um yeah, I don't know if that answers the question.
It does. I like the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you usually playing the guitar or are you playing the piano when you're performing?
In the past I mostly played guitar, and then recently I've been playing more piano, which has been really nice. Because I wrote more songs on piano for this record, and um so yeah, that's been cool to kind of switch it up.
Do you feel more comfortable playing the piano live or the guitar live?
um I probably feel more comfortable playing piano, or just like I've more when I'm playing guitar, I don't always know what I'm doing. I'm just like making shapes on the fretboard a lot, you know. If I get lucky, I'm like I know what chords I'm playing. Um, and I'm moving the capo around, so who knows. But piano I'm more proficient on, but I still feel, I don't know. I enjoy like guitar, I'm standing up, I'm a little more in my body and like able to connect with the band, and keyboard I'm like sitting and my back's, I'm not like looking around. just like a different experience, but I love playing them both. Yeah. I
When
think
you
not as many people play keyboard, so like if I do something that I is not that crazy, people are like, "Whoa," you know, you know,
it excites people,
yeah,
and that's always nice to do, excite people.
yeah. I mean that I'm not that sounded like I'm full of myself, but I mean just like yeah, everybody plays guitar. It's
Everyone.
not like a shredder by any means, but I get around.
But this next album will prove the people wrong that you in fact are a shredder. Yeah.
I wished I wanted to take a solo and I just didn't.
You took an orchestral instead.
Yeah, exactly.
When you are developing songs or hashing out ideas, is it usually behind the piano or on the guitar?
Both. They're just like totally different tools for me. And um yeah, there's not many songs that I'm like going back and forth between guitar and piano. It's just like one or the other, whichever one I feel inspired to sit down with that day.
And
Mhm.
then drums for
I
this
wish,
this last album.
I thought it'd be cool to write songs starting with the drums,
It
you
seems
know?
like it's like there'd be such a crazy way of doing it.
Yeah, like if you could write more like if you're starting with the rhythm, maybe more, dance songs or whatever. I don't know.
It seems like it would inevitably be like, a lot of it would be like dancier numbers.
Mm-hmm.
This last album that you put out that we kind of touched upon, No Better Time,
Mm-hmm.
and that was released in 2020, right?
2020.
And when did you were you finally able to start showcasing these songs in a live atmosphere?
I mean, to be honest, some of the songs I'd already been playing live because it just took a while to get the record out there. And um, so by the time things opened up and I was able to play more, I was already had already been sitting with these new songs and had recorded the record. So just my inclination was like more to want to play the new songs off this new album. So it's been interesting, kind of like caught in the middle of the two. Um, yeah.
What was that recording process like? Did you do it in like 2019 and then it came out in 2020?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Making records always takes so much longer than I want it to, but that sounds right. Um, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Within these five, right? Five albums.
mm-hmm.
And that's including the one that's coming out.
Yes.
Within these five albums, have you seen a change of trajectory within your own music?
I mean, I definitely feel like I have um trajectory. I don't know. I definitely like feel like I've like sunk into the fact that I do feel like I have a sound and uh and my dad's calling me. I could pick up. He's really funny.
There you go. Yeah,
He'd probably do a better job of
bring them on.
understanding than I would. He's really funny.
I got some
Um,
questions for him too. So if yeah,
yeah, he's great. I would say that there's just more cohesiveness the more records I make, just again going back to like feeling like I've settled into just having more of a sound and like a method in which I really prefer recording and how I like to um uh layer and arrange. But this last record feels like the most cohesive record in just the sense that I didn't like move around a lot and you know these last two records I say they were all um they just feel more cohesive to me, kind of finding my sound, even though I like to like be challenged and try new stuff out, but yeah.
for the most part.
Hmm.
Where did the album title No Better Time come from?
I mean, kind of just, I mean, I just like happened to have the song. I didn't know what I wanted to call it, and it was like a little almost, it wasn't jokey, but it was like, okay, well, fuck it. It's 2020, like just might as well just do this. It's not gonna get any better, easier. This like who knows when, at that point it was like this isn't gonna be over in a month, which when it was like done, it was like that's how it felt. I went like, yeah, so just like whatever, no better time. Hmm.
Do you tend to focus on time in general?
Right now, very much so. Hmm. The clock is ticking. Um, yeah, being pregnant is, I mean, you're just like every week, you're like, I'm this week, I'm this far along, I've got this amount of time till this happens. It's like you're very, very aware of time in a very different way. So, and putting out the record and deadlines and stuff. But in general, like, yeah, I suppose so.
Did time seem to place itself more? I mean, obviously it's more in front of you, and that you're focusing on it.
Hmm.
But were you working on this album uh before you got pregnant as well?
Oh yeah.
And did you find out that you were pregnant while still working on this album, kind of getting it ready and together?
No, I found out I was pregnant maybe while I was mastering the record in that phase of things. So I was still working on it. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, like I gotta get this thing out soon. But then,
Wait, with the baby
yeah,
or the? I just want to make sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is. It turns out they're just both going to come out, like I said, the same time, more or less. So that is going to be interesting, but beautiful. It's what's happening. I'm just going with it. And
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
that's fantastic.
yeah, I think it's definitely weird making, like I have to make music videos and I'm like I feel different and I look different and just navigating all that. And it's like I like want to own it, but I also am like want to, I don't know. It's like now it's like defines you or something, which is not in a bad way, but
No,
you know.
yeah. I mean, as much as I can understand, yes, I do. As much as I can. No, but
Yeah.
that's awesome though. And
Mhm.
that's great that do you feel like your child has been a part of this it will be a part of this process when you look back on this album like that's my kid is a part of that.
Yeah, I think so. That very much so. Hmm.
Do you think that the album would have sounded differently if you had learned that you were pregnant before, like while actually recording it? Do you think that that would have changed things for you in hindsight?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I I sort of, yeah, I haven't been in a much of like a um like haven't been writing as much as I would have liked to, but I mean I still have some time, but it's hard for me to write when I'm still sort of in the process of letting something go. But I'd like to write more before he comes. It's a he, it's a boy. But and tap into some of that energy.
Do you feel like an album is completed once it's out? And
Mm,
is it finally like once it's out to the public, like all right, now I can let go of it?
yeah, I feel to a certain extent that way. Once you've done all the maintenance and press is done and it's kind of out there on its own doing its thing, then
And to find
it
what
stays
what
so.
what
Then
smell
it's
goes
like,
with it. Yeah.
yeah, you settled on the smell,
And that's really tough. I mean, I've talked to some musicians and they said that that's the most difficult part.
landing on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Album art is hard, man. Choosing that vinyl color. That's
Hey, I mean, yeah. That's showbiz. That's making music. Um I want to ask you about this. I read on your website that that you had said quote, it seems great opportunities come in blessings as well as tragedies.
hmm
Is it difficult to find the opportunities that come from both of these things?
Mm,
And by the way, we're like in like the extremely hard part of the interview now.
um, I
Just letting you
think
know.
I got it. I got this. I think in the moment it's probably really hard to see that there's an opportunity in a tragedy and going through something really challenging. But um, for me, those moments have been the ones that I've, you know, have led me to do the most healing and growing and, you know, um, learning how to find new ways of dealing with whatever life's going to throw at you. So, but yeah, in the moment, you're kind of probably blind to it. But I think you also, I think songs like are a gift always. Like for me, a lot of like songs come from some of the more challenging times and from grief and heartbreak or loneliness. So, and songs are blessings. So, but yeah.
That was a bit deeper than I thought we were going to go on
People
that.
listening can't see my eyes, but did I get you with that?
Yeah, yeah. And if you're listening to this, go to the YouTube because that'll be up. That's deep. That was a deep moment right there. Woo! About to start the waterworks. Um, do you think that the birth of your son will be inspiring more and more songs as you continue on, like with this next record as we're speaking right now?
I hope so. I imagine it'll be like the most inspiring thing that's ever happened to me, but I don't know. I might just like be so obsessed with him that I don't want to do anything else for a while, but I'd like to still write. I'd like to write with him. I'd like to make music around him.
Featuring him
Yeah.
eventually.
hmm
Good deal. Yeah,
So, we'll see. We'll see.
that's awesome. Kacey, thank you so much for coming on here. And before we get to the promotional stuff, I congratulations um on your kid. That's gonna be fantastic, and
Thank you
I
so
I
much.
wish you all the best with that.
Thank you so much. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
But to get to the real serious stuff here, we do have some
Yeah.
promo stuff. So
Yes.
to get away from that for a
For
minute,
you, like you have to like
n-
sponsors and
no,
promo.
no, 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 no. We're gonna do that in an hour. No, your stuff. So Kacey's music is streaming everywhere. You can support her directly through her Bandcamp. Is that the best place? The Bandcamp?
Yeah.
Good deal. CaceyJohansing.bandcamp.com. And you can stay up to date with her shows by visiting her website at CaceyJohansingMusic.com, right?
Mhm.
That's the best place for
That's it.
shows. And everyone could stay up to date with everything else by following you on Instagram, right?
That's it. That's
Good
me.
deal. And that's at Kacey Johansing on Instagram. And I know that this is a little bit of ways, but do you have a date on this new album?
Yes, October 13th, which happens to be a Friday.
Ooh,
Oh, I know.
spooky,
Spooky.
but
So
also good.
October 13th.
September 13th. So this
Or
is
it's October 13th. October 13th.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about
But
September.
the baby might be September 13th.
If the baby is out, you better go get that record. And if
Mm-hmm.
it's not out by then, you still got to go get that record because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we gotta sell those vinyls. Keep an eye out. And again, Kacey Johansing on Instagram, and that'll keep you up to date with everything else. Kacey, do you have anything else to promote?
No, that's it. Like I'm excited to let this record spread its little wings and fly. And
And that's self-release, right?
self-released, well, I had on my label, NightBloom Records. Yeah. Mhm.
Self-released on your
Yeah, I
record label.
signed myself.
Nightbloom Records on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and the it's just a Bandcamp, right?
We've
Right
got,
now,
got a Bandcamp, got a website.
is it nightbloomrecords.com?
Mm-hmm.
Nightbloomrecords.bandcamp.com.
I believe so.
Whatever it is, it's linked below,
Get on Google, Google it up. You'll
or
find
just
it.
go below this, whatever you're listening to it on.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
How
yeah.
about
You're
that?
gonna put some links down there.
And once again, that the album is called Year
Here,
Away. Yeah,
here.
Year Away, and that's out in about a month. It's a month away, ish.
Yes.
Okay, Kacey, you're awesome. Thank you
You're
so
awesome.
much. Congratulations on everything.
Thanks so much, Jacob.
I'm gonna stop recording this and I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.